Jump in.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Life is plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation.
Hey everyone, so today is going to be a totally different video than what I normally do. It's not going to be a beauty video or anything like that. If you are I'm not going to say fan or friend of my Facebook page, like my Facebook page, you will notice that every week or like every 2 weeks there is a fan of the week, which basically in order to become that, you have to it's like how you interact with the page. Either if you like a lot of my statuses, or if you commented on the statuses or any kind of stuff. Just the more you interact, the more chance you have of becoming a fan of that week, or every 2 weeks, or however the app goes. So with the app, my friend Monica, her username on YouTube is DVMira04, and she was actually the fan of that week. And when the app picks someone, I let that person decide whether or not which video they want to see, like a requested video. So she asked me to make a video showing books or talking about books that I like. So that's why it's a totally different type of video. I've known her for 5 years and we both are into books a lot. And you see Angel's tail around there. Why are you making an appearance? Why are you making an appearance in the video? We can't see you. Wait, let's see. Angel, you want to be in the video? Well, okay. So I'm just gonna go over some books that I like, and if you don't like this video, then go ahead and click the X, and just gonna get started. Alright, so I have 3 books right here, and then since I have a Nook, I read a lot of books on my actual Nook. So I'm just gonna start with these books. The Lion Game, which this is the first book of that series, and there is a show on Fox Family or ABC Family about it, and I actually don't enjoy the show. I actually read the first 2 books came out before the show, and I read the books before the show, and I was so much into the show before the books. I mean, I was so much into the books, and then the show came out, and it kind of disappointed me because it totally does not follow the storyline. I know it's not supposed to, but it just wasn't, like, the characters and everything, I just think that it's corny. So I like the book, and it's The Lion Game, and it is by the same author of Pretty Little Liars, and the author is Sarah Shepard. She's a really great author. She has a oh my god, I don't know what's wrong with me, I can't speak. She has a great way with her words in her stories. Like, if they were in, let's say they're in Italy or something like that, she has a great way of explaining every single detail, so to the point where you feel like you're really there. Well, this series is about 2 girls, and they're twins, and one of them was raised in a foster home, and the other one was raised in not necessarily, like, I guess kind of rich kind of family. And it happens where one of them, like, dies, and like the one that was rich, she contacts the other one somehow, like somebody contacts her, and she ends up being Sutton. It's Sutton, and the other one is Emma, and Emma's the one that was, you know, adopted and everything. So Emma pretends to be Sutton, and she's trying to figure out who killed her sister, and only one person knows who she really is. No, only one person knows that she's Emma, not that she's Sutton. And that's just a, you know, brief storyline of that book. It's kind of sort of like more of a teenage kind of book, but I'm really into those kind of books. So if you're into, you know, Pretty Little Liars and shows that have suspense, and, you know, the books, you know, that have suspense, then definitely go with this book, The Lion Game. And right now it's on its 3rd book. I actually have the third book on my Nook, and I actually own this one, and I have the first one. And it's a really good buy. Overall, a 12-year-old girl, it'd be perfect for her to read. I'm 25 and I still read it, so you can tell that it's a book for all ages. Now the next one I'm going to talk about, everybody knows about Twilight. So the Twilight Saga, I've seen the movies and everything. I still think that the first, second, and third, the first, second, and third movies and books are okay. Like, they're good at everything. I picked up the Twilight one, but my favorite book and the first part of the movie is actually Breaking Dawn. I thought that in Breaking Dawn, the movie, they really portrayed everything about, you know, the baby, about Renesmee, and about the pregnancy and the wedding. Everything was beautiful. They did a really great job on that, and I can't wait for the second part. Overall, the Twilight Saga is great. Twilight is about vampires and werewolves, and you have Bella, who is in love with a vampire, Edward, which I'm not really going to get too much into it because I'm pretty sure that everybody has read this book. So Twilight is good for any ages, and Stephanie Meyer actually has other good books. I read a little bit of The Host. It wasn't for me, but I've heard a lot of good things about that book. Another book that I have to say that this is my second series, out of all series, this would be my second series of books that I would ever recommend to anyone. So this is called Crank, and the book is by Ellen Hopkins, and she writes all these books, and all the books that she writes, I'm not sure if they have to deal with, they really are real life things, but not necessarily every one of those things happen to her. It's more about like people that she knows and everything. And Ellen Hopkins, all her books are this, you know, they're really thick, and they're all written in poetry form. You see that? So at first you have to get like used to how to read it correctly, because if not, you're not going to understand what's going on with the book. But this series is about, it starts off with a girl, and she goes and she stays with her dad, and she starts doing crank, which is like crystal meth. At first I thought it was like, you know, when I read like the title Crank, I thought it was like heroin or something like that, but it was actually crystal meth. She does it with her father. She gets pregnant, and then as you go on with the books, there's two other books besides this one, and it's called Glass, which is the second one right here, and then the third one is Fallout. So the second one is actually narrated by her son, and the third one is actually, because she ends up having more than one child, it's like all like four of the children, but she's lucky that she stays alive. This book has a whole lot of drama to it. I wouldn't recommend this for a teenager, like, unless they were like, you know, 14, 15, but when you're 10, 11, I don't think this is a book that you should be reading. But it is really a good book. She also does really great with her details and everything. It's really cheap, $10, which is not bad. $10 for a thick book like this, which isn't bad. And this book, you can actually find it on Amazon for even cheaper. And she even has a set where you can buy 3 of the books in one, which is a really great deal. So the other books that she has, which I also own, I own all the books that like are on the back here. I haven't read them all yet, but Impulse, my friend read it. Impulse, actually, you know what? I read half of it. Impulse is about a group of kids that are in a home where whatchamacallit, like one of them, he's gay, and a little girl, like, she cuts herself. It's like, I can't really, like, not kind of like a teenage kind of rehab kind of thing. And then you have Tricks, which my friend read it and she thought it was pretty interesting. Is about obviously Tricks, which is, you know, prostitutes and all that kind of escort kind of stuff. And Identical, I didn't read yet. So definitely check out Ellen Hopkins. She actually just came out not too long ago with a whole new series, which I have to look up and get. I just try not to buy so much books like I used to because then I don't end up reading them. I'm gonna go to my Nook now. Hi, Angel. And I'll show you the books that I have. Library. Books. So these are the books that I have. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to see because of the light and everything. But one of the books that I'm reading in here, stop, Angel. It's called The Pregnancy Project. Okay, I'll show you the cover, but it's called, there it is. It's called The Pregnancy Project, and the girl's name is Gabby Rodriguez, and it was actually a Lifetime movie, and it's a really great book. I mean, of course, you know, if I'm telling you, it's great, but it's a good book. It's really interesting to show how a student pretends to be pregnant, and then in the end, like, her whole classmates and even her family members find out that she was faking the pregnancy, that she wasn't really pregnant. It's really to show how the stereotype is if someone is pregnant, the difference of how people treat them than when they're not pregnant. So it was really a good movie. I really loved the movie. It was great, and the book is good. So definitely a must read. Another book that I have on here is called, sorry, I'm looking down. Why don't you go home? Where is it? Oh, I talked about this before. The John Binet story. Can't really tell. Glare. But that's an interesting book. It's written by Stephen Thomas. And it's basically just talking about her life. I'm only like halfway through it. Yes, I read like multiple books at a time. I'm literally reading 3 books at a time. I'm reading the John Binet. I'm reading Two Truths and a Lie, which is the 3rd book for the Lion Game series. And then I'm also reading The Pregnancy Project. So I'm reading all those books. And one book that I don't own, that I need to buy, that is my all-time favorite book since like a teenager, is called Ruby. And it's by V.C. Andrews, and she writes fantastic books, like all her books. They kind of have a theme to them. Like all the girls are either like runaways, or like one of the girls was, I think she was like molested or something like that by one of the family members. But she always has like these books, they're like thick, but they're smaller than this. V.C. Andrews, she's been out forever, but she has good books. And this book, Ruby, it's like a whole full series. That is a really great book. That's one of the books that actually got me started from when I was younger reading. So reading has always been a really big deal to me. I don't read as much as I used to. I really need to start reading more. It's just I'm so consumed by this little thing called Netflix that I don't really read that much. That's why it takes me forever to read books. But let me know if you've read any of these books, and let me know of any books that you like that you think that I should try out or that I should read, and I'll look into them. If you have any favorite books, then leave them as a video response, or just comment below and let me know so we can talk about books. I hope this video wasn't boring, and I'll see you all later.